My name is Darcey Hale, and I'm happy to be telling you a little bit about this first book in a series of at least 3, perhaps 4 books in total. And with you, the story of the Clark family from the time that they left the Berkshires of Connecticut and moved to Willsborough, New York, which was wilderness at that point in 1801. And then to pick up the threads of the lives of this young family as they settled into an entirely different part of the country with different economy, different culture, different everything from what they had ever known. So we will begin our story with the Berkshires. We'll travel by wagon north over perilous roads, and we will wind up on Lake Champlain with the first view of this massive body of water that was almost incomprehensible and definitely very frightening. The family crosses the lake and goes to Willsborough, where they're going to set up their home. And the husband is going to go to work in an iron shop where they will be fabricating as many iron anchors as they can for the new Federal Navy over a period of 10 years. I think what's special about the Clarks is they were a very unique family in that they were very hardworking people, and so a great deal of physical labor on the part of both the men and the women in the family. But at the same time, they were highly educated. Even the girls had been sent away to high school in Fort Edward in the early 1870s. Solomon Clark, the son, could read Latin and Greek, spoke French fluently. They traveled, not to Europe, but they traveled throughout the country. And they loved beautiful things, so that in their home, there is a representation of their really good taste and their love of things that were pretty, perhaps not of great value, but reflected the interests of people at that time. So our connection with this property that is on the National Register came through my husband Bruce's family. His grandmother was the best friend of the last Clark descendant, and these 2 ladies were best friends the rest of their lives. And when Mary Hope Clark died, she left the old schoolhouse for the French-speaking children at the quarry to Bruce's father. And in turn, when the quarrymaster's house became available, Bruce's father bought that. And then we discovered this enormous treasury that was here, most of which was not unearthed until Bruce and I started working on it 15 years ago. And at this particular time, that treasury is, with all the paperwork, is on its way to the New York State Library to the tune of 51,000 documents. And there are 6,000 photographs going back to the 1840s that will go to the State Library once I have identified them. And then there are 2,100 textiles. So they've left behind a rich story of their lives through business records, personal correspondence, daily diaries, all sorts of accountings, as well as drawings and maps. And it's an amazing portrayal of life in the Champlain Valley of New York in the 19th century. What I wanted to capture in this book was not just dates and events. I wanted to capture daily life as it was in the 19th century. What were these people thinking? What were they doing? Where were they going? How did they live out their daily lives? Who were their friends? What was their religion? How did they feel about schooling? This is all part of American cultural history. And so the emphasis is on culture, it's on people, and my hope has been that the reader will follow the story and become engaged with the people and really begin to feel what it was like to be a certain person in a certain period of time.